Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Avengers 689. This is part 15 of the No Surrender story. And this time we start out with the third string crap characters. We've got Miss Marvel, Kid Vision, Diversity Spider-Man from the universe that should have died. And then we've got Kid Nova, who sucks, and Fake Hulk saving people. And then we got Glimpse of Iron Fist and Daredevil. Then we've got America Chavez saving some kids. We see, I think that's supposed to be Scarlet Spider. Then we got Devil Dinosaur. And they're all just saving people. That's it. That's all they're doing for like 2 pages. It's just one panel of all these people doing stuff. Then we jump up to the Grandmaster's Cosmic Game Room, where we left off with this giant goofy machine that for some reason must be both turned and electrified. It got powered up thanks to Thor's hammer and living lightning. And Girl Thor and Captain Gender Studies Patriot sit around and talk while the guys are doing some heavy lifting, and eventually Girl Thor decides to help out. Meanwhile, the Grandmaster shows back up. Apparently he's not dead, despite the giant blast to the chest that showed his ribs. So don't know how that happened. Never explained as far as I could tell. Living Lightning decides that he's got to go at least follow and see what's going on, see if he can distract him. Grandmaster's gonna abandon ship and get the heck out of there and let Grandmaster Prime cool off and then challenge him again to another game. He doesn't give a care at all about the planet, so they've got to stabilize the planet and figure out a way to beam it home, but they have to keep this machine running first. So everybody is throwing what they can at Grandmaster Prime and getting nowhere. Their tactic is basically just head-on assault. That seems to be the entire plan. Nice work, guys. Nice work. That's some genius thinking there. It's mostly a bunch of like second stringers that probably shouldn't be fighting a villain this big. It is okay to regroup, you know, and wait till you get some reinforcements. Like, call in the X-Men, too. Colossus might stand a chance, as opposed to Falcon. Come on, dude. So, Beast jumps up and slashes at his face? Okay, well, the guy's gonna kill Voyager, and he says, "Who do you think you are?" Well, then Falcon's like, "She's one of us!" So to join the Avengers, your requirement is to tamper with their minds, basically be part of a crime wave of planetary abduction, then decide that, maybe the Avengers are cool, and then you're just right in the club. Alright, that's some high-quality standards you got there, guys. Good vetting system. So then Janet Van Dyne throws some MacGuffin arrows to Hawkeye, and they're called nano acid arrows. He shoots them. Yeah, it's dumb. They don't really do anything. The Grandmaster, meanwhile, is about to abandon ship, leaving Red Wolf and Human Torch trapped in these crystal things. And Miguel's big plan is to challenge the Grandmaster to a game of poker. Yeah, Hold'em. He's gonna play Hold'em with the guy. Seriously, that's the plan for getting our heroes back. And he's not playing for the other 2 people that are locked in. Like, that's real heroic, dude. You're not even gonna try and free the other people that were encased in crystal? No, just your friends. Okay, well, I get it. Alright. That's something I would do, but I'm not a superhero. Back over to the fight. Yeah, Simon gets nuked, but thankfully Brother Voodoo's able to stabilize him with a stasis spell. Whatever. Then the 2 wasps, Janet Van Dyne and whatever fake wasp's name is, they go at him and zap him in the eyes or something stupid like that. So you're telling me that Wonder Man, one of the most powerful characters in Marvel, can't hurt the guy, but the wasp sting does? I know I'm stretching my S's there, but I'm so irritated by that. So then, who has the greatest idea here? We call out all the cosmic MacGuffins, and the greatest one of all time is brought to us by cute squirrel girl, who actually looks like a woman, as opposed to the Downsy one from her own book. She says, "Falcon, why don't you try and control him with your Falcon powers?" And he's like, "I talk to birds." And she's like, "So what? Maybe he's descended from birds." Now I know what you're thinking. That's dumb. And you are correct. But it works. Because that had to make sense. Yeah. So Synapse uses that as a doorway to go through the mind of Falcon, who is seeing through the eyes of Grandmaster Prime, who apparently is descended from birds somehow. Okay, I don't want to know. I don't want to know the weird lineage of who's doing what with chickens in the past, but I can draw my own conclusions, and they're all really gross. So Squirrel Girl was like, oh, you're going for his pain centers. Okay, I was gonna suggest having a conversation. Yeah, because talking has worked real well with this psycho. Anyway, so they succeeded, and Squirrel Girl kicks him in the face. Okay, whatever. And he's like, yeah, you've succeeded in irritating me. Okay, and somehow a lot of these characters aren't dead, because a lot of them are just kind of normal people. So Living Lightning is playing cards, and they're raising the stakes. He bets his life for the planet, and then he raises it one step further, knowing that this guy can alter memories somehow. Apparently that's a new power he's developed. I don't remember him ever having that, but whatever. He says that Grandmaster can erase all memory of him, and only like one D-list failure would ever remember him, some loser, and he would be totally wiped out if he loses this card game. Grandmaster has a pretty good hand. He's got 2 kings. But if he loses, he's got to do the same thing. He's got to be wiped from memory. And obviously Grandmaster doesn't want that, so he folds. Instead of risking losing, knowing that he's got a good hand, and he thinks Miguel's bluffing, but he still folds. And that's how the universe is saved. The planet's going to get repositioned. Meanwhile, the guys are still fighting, and they're losing. So the way of defeating Grandmaster Prime is not through calling in the bigger guns, not finding the Hulk and, Dark Hawk and Doctor Doom or anybody like that might actually be able to help. The big guns, even the supervillains, Absorbing Man's not going to show up and help you out. Instead of everybody coming together, regrouping, and coming up with a plan to defeat this guy. Nope, their big idea is to just remember what makes the Avengers awesome. They look death in the eye and they tell it no retreat, no surrender. Nope, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They all already know that. So Scarlett Witch has to come up with something, and by shouting Avengers assemble and everybody attacking at once, somehow he explodes? I don't get it. Apparently Avengers assemble are magic words, and I guess they channel everybody's chi or some crap, and he blows up. I didn't really understand it. And suddenly the Earth boom reappears in front of Carol Danvers, who's like, oh, Earth's back. Time to be a space fascist again. So Captain Marvel is celebrating. We get like a brief scene of some poorly drawn Sasquatch and the rest of Alpha Flight. They didn't do anything. They didn't even try and find them, it doesn't look like. They were in issue 1 and now they're in part 15, whatever. And they didn't really do a bit of anything to try and find everybody. No calling the Kree for help or calling any spacefaring friends they might have, like the Nova Corps. I'm sure Richard Rider's out there somewhere, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey, all points bulletin, we're trying to find Earth. It's a planet and it's lost. Can you help us find it? Nope, none of that happened. They were all just like, it'll come back. It does this all the time. It wanders off. It's just the Earth. It's silly. So that was it. And then the second to last page, we see Colossus and Kitty Pryde standing around holding some random little black kid. I don't know where they were during all of this. I understand rescuing civilians is important, but so is stopping Grandmaster Prime, and a plan would have been great. Seriously, where was Emma Frost? Where were all the psychics? Where was Jean Grey? Where were all these Omega level mutants that are always being bragged about? Where's Iceman? He's supposed to be really powerful now. This conclusion was awful. It was dumb. It didn't make a lot of sense, and I'm pretty sure whoever wrote it, which I think was Mark Waid, was super duper high when they wrote it, because it's very disjointed, and a lot of the people that should have been helping out in New York that were probably natives of New York. I know Darkhawk lives in New York. He could have helped out. Where was he? This would have been the greatest opportunity to reintroduce some characters that haven't been seen in a while, if only to help out with the scene. This could have been a big event with a lot of different Avengers just wailing on this guy, even if they're just peripherally involved and not saying anything. They're just attacking and hitting this guy constantly from all sides, and it would have been more interesting, I think. Instead, we get scenes with Squirrel Girl kicking the guy. Like, I don't know if Magneto's still alive or what, but there are plenty of other people. Doctor Strange was fighting debris 3. Really? That's what Doctor Strange is doing right now? Seriously? And where's Absorbing Man? Like I keep saying, he's super powerful. Where is he? He could have helped out, and he probably would have for a guarantee of amnesty for various crimes against humanity. Same with like Sandman and some of the other guys that are actually fairly powerful that could have been useful. Hydro Man could have tried to drown the guy. No, we don't get them. No, where's the Submariner? He's pretty strong. Why isn't he helping out? Guy runs around in a Speedo and fights superheroes all the time and supervillains. You'd think that dude would have come up. This is the type of challenge that he would appreciate, especially since the moon isn't there to help with the ocean tides. Anyway, this was a terrible ending. It was really dumb. Seriously, the whole thing is resolved by saying the magic words Avengers Assemble and playing a game of poker. I don't know. It was a really dumb ending to a really drawn out, trite storyline. I would probably have been less annoyed by the ending if this had been in part 8 as opposed to part 15. And I didn't pay $5 for this issue with the crappy paper quality they're using. Seriously, these covers are garbage. The ink keeps coming off on my fingers. It gets finger spots on my issue. You know, as a collector, that offends me, but as a consumer, I am not getting my money's worth. The paper quality is garbage. DC actually has decent quality paper. Dynamite has quality paper, and they're charging me the same amount of money for their issues. $4 and $5. I expect better quality. This is crap. So this was a giant waste of $5. Don't buy it. Even if it's a quarter, don't buy it. It was a terrible issue. It was stupid. Just write your own ending. I guarantee you whatever you came up with was better. So that tirade aside, as always, thank you for listening and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next one.